Everybody, Rich Lang with Prep U, coming to you with another video. But of course you know that because you're watching it. Hey, this video we basically titled Trip Tips. Say that 5 times. I know I can't. This is just some tips with the holiday season getting underway here shortly, and I know these tips are basically good for the year round, especially when you're jumping in the car with the family and going cross country, going across town, going day trips, do a 2 weeks vacation across the country. Just some things to think about as you head out. And then at the end, I'm gonna list a whole bunch of videos that we now have in a playlist, all about trips, and what you need to do before you head out. So let's take a look at some of the things, just to I know a lot of you guys and gals know to do all this stuff, but this is just like a really fresh reminder, a good little reminder about trip tips for driving. All right. Always, you've already made your emergency kit. They're in the car. It's with you all the time. You have your bags. Double check your emergency kit in your car. Make sure it has everything it's supposed to have. Make sure your carry bags have everything they're supposed to have in it. Double if you can carry it. So that's the first thing you want to do. Make sure all your bags that you normally carry and the equipment in your car is all good to go. Portable charger. I can't, say this enough. I mean, in a video I showed not too long ago were these little portable charger throwaways. You can buy those, but also you can go on Amazon or any place and get portable chargers for your cell phones, all the way up to where you can get just brick charger. I have one. I should have brought it out for the video to show you. It will jumpstart your car. I mean, it's got that much power in it. It's got a flashlight in it. It's got a light that you can attach to it. It's really kind of nice to have, and just charge it up and it lasts forever. I mean, I've used it to charge my phone just here sitting at home, and it lasts and lasts and lasts. So don't forget about getting and then charge that portable charger. If you can get one that's solar, even better, because then if you're stuck somewhere and your charger goes down, all you need is some sun. Make sure you have cash. You should always have 100, 150, 200 hours in cash, small bills, and has some change in your car. It's always good to have that kind of stuff because you never know. Depending on where you're going, not every vending machine takes Apple Pay and all that good stuff. It goes without saying, start your trip with a full tank of gas. Don't wait till that morning to fill up your tank. Check your tires, make sure all the bulbs are working. Get an oil change. Even if it's not due yet, how many miles are you going to put on that? Are you going to go over the allotted miles that you should, especially if you're leasing a car? They don't really like you to go over that too much, Plenty of water. Have lots of water in your car. If it's wintertime, make sure, if you are staying overnight in a hotel or something, that you take it out of the car. We've talked about water before. Don't buy the water that's plastics. It's real easy to take with you. I mean, if you're just going to have some water for a day trip or whatever, that's fine. I've suggested before that you get water, canned water. There's even water in milk containers, but those are kind of dangerous. If make sure they're not someplace that's going to get poked or knocked around or stuff like that. Make sure you have snacks for everybody, their favorite snacks, a big bag of snacks. If you have kids, make sure you have activities or books or games or something. I remember, this goes way back. My son's 30, my daughter's 22, and we actually had a caravan, and we set up a VCR, a TV. Yeah, VCR, I know, a VCR, TV, with speakers, and they brought movies, and there was a game console, so they could play Nintendo back in the day, and whatever game. I think he had every single game console, thanks to really nice grandparents. but have snacks for everybody, stuff to drink, activities, coloring books, whatever. It's going to save stops on the way. It really is, which is really important. I mean, I suppose you can go as far as try to not stop for bathroom breaks, but nah, it's, you got to stop for fuel, right? A couple things to do if you can do this with your cell phone service. Check for coverage. Make sure you got coverage the whole trip. You want to make sure if you don't, there's some way you can get a hold of somebody. Although I don't know how if you don't have cell phone service. And there are areas still in the country that don't have cell phone service. I suppose you could always get a satellite phone if you wanted to, but that goes, it's a little crazy. Don't totally rely on GPS. Back in the day, you used to go on whatever map source you wanted to, and you printed the entire map route, or you buy a regular map, and just track it out. I suggest you do that. If you lose GPS, if something goes down, if you lose cell phone service or whatever, or it's bad weather and you lose GPS, you'll have a hard copy. Even if you've traveled that route 1,000 times, a road, bridges can be washed out, roads can be under repair, there could be a major accident, and you might want to get around there, and without a map and no GPS, how are you going to do it? Just back of your mind, maps, either ones you print yourself at home or a commercially made one. Let people know where you are going. I know sometimes, you don't want people to know, but you should let your neighbors know what's going on, especially a reliable neighbor that you trust. Maybe they have your house key. If they don't have your house key, give them your house key. I remember one time I was on duty at the firehouse, and I was actually going to the ice cream parlor to pick up ice cream for everybody in the station. And as I'm driving down the street, I see water pouring out from underneath front door of a house. Well, these houses had their water lines up in the attic and down through, and for whatever reason, it didn't get heated. It had been really cold, and then when it thaws out, and that's what happens. Water lines don't break when it's cold. They break when it starts thawing out. But anyhow, a neighbor saw me out there, came over with the key, opened the door, and they were able to get a hold of the people that had the house, and they came home a little bit early. Actually, I think the dad came home early with the oldest son. The other ones stayed where they were at. They were at grandparents' house. But anyhow, let somebody know where you're going. Then you also want to have somebody either where you're headed or somebody that you can keep in contact with that they know your route. Don't vary from that route for whatever reason. If you do have to vary from that route, let them know right away that you are not going to be taking Route 6. You're going to be taking Route 57 down to 12 and across to 38 and back up to 6 because of big fire in a town or whatever. But they need to know where you are at all times. Just let them know, a single contact person that you can keep in contact with. Also, let them know when you leave. Let them know when you arrive, unless that's your contact person where you're going to arrive. Have that contact person know that you made it there, because otherwise they're going to be going, what the heck happened to him? What's going on and all that. And then they can relax. I know we've done stuff with our oldest, and we're their contact person along the way and everything. And, moms always freak out until the kids get where they're supposed to be going. So let them know that you got there. That's really important also. If it's a multi-day trip, let them know when you arrive at different locations, different hotels, different campsites or whatever along the way. It's always nice that they know where you're going, and they might want to know, hey, how was the trip? How are things going? How are the kids? Are you having a good time? This is something, it's semi-controversial that I'm going to talk about now, but we kind of learned this with multiple family members going in different cars. if traveling with multi-vehicles, don't caravan, all right? Unless you're on your cars burn the same amount of fuel, you and your kids get hungry all at the same time, you're on the same bathroom schedule, because otherwise you're going to make so many stops along the way, because not everybody's going to want to stop and have to fill up and go to the bathroom and get something to eat. Hey, if you got snacks and drink, you don't have to get stuff like that. You can even make sandwiches for the trip along the way too. That will save you some time. We've done that. Or cold chicken. Love cold chicken. But caravanning can cause a problem because now you're stopping constantly all along. I mean, some people like to do that. That's fine. We didn't like to do that, but we kept in contact. And we also had a single contact. So if you weren't able to get hold of the other people in the car, as you arrived at the hotel, you called back to that single contact that everybody had. That single contact's really important because that's like a clearing station. Here's something else. Dress or have clothing at hand for the worst weather possible for the entire trip. Just as an example, we used to see people get on the planes down in Tampa, coming back to Chicago in the winter, and they dressed for Tampa, which was shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops, and were digging for clothes down where they picked up their bags because they were freezing. They even forgot coats or something like that. They just weren't thinking. Have clothes available, or either wear those clothes right there, before you leave and everything. I mean, obviously, if you're going from winter to winter, that's easy, and you're not going through the mountains or whatever, but you should have clothes available so you're not digging. Maybe a backpack with heavy clothes or light clothes for everybody. Just in the back of your mind. At the very least, sweatshirts and jackets. And if you're going to Michigan in the summertime, pack a heavy jacket and a sweatshirt because you'll probably need it because it can get cold on the 4th of July. Believe me, I know that. Make a checkoff list of what you need, what you think you need, special things for you and your family and all that kind of stuff. Checkoff list, it's kind of like, the things that we've talked about here. You can play this video back and just write down some of the things, or what you need, check it off. But when you're packing, a lot of times you forget stuff, so have a list that you can check off and go, and that comes down to a check off list like, is the garage door closed, is the garage locked, is the front door locked, are the outside water faucets, are they shut off from the neighbors, kids coming over and and borrowing some water, do you have lights on timers, stuff like that. But that's not what this video was about. This video was about the trip, being ready for the trip, being prepared for the trip. Airing the tires, new wipers, full tank of gas, cash, know where you're going, a single point of contact, and all that. But what we've done with, we have several, or actually quite a few travel-related videos that go from preparing your home and your pets for when you leave, whether you take your pets or not. We also have a whole plethora of videos. So let me just list some of the videos. We have now put all travel-related videos into a playlist, and hey, guess what? We call it the travel-related playlist. So just look for travel-related, and you can find any of this, any of these videos. But here's some of them. Some of the oldies but goodies. Our New Year's Eve prep video. Great video if you're going out to party, and I don't care if it's across town or wherever. This is a great video to think about bringing extra clothes with you and toiletries. Anyhow, so you got the New Year's Eve prep, getting home safely, and that's gathering the clan, that's getting home and then getting out of Dodge. Prepping for your pet, 5 things you should always carry, then the 5 things plus video, which is really good. Stranded in the Wild, really good video. Vacation prepping for your home, winter prep home and vehicles, winter prep vehicles and trips. Those are all in our travel related playlist, plus a few others. But I also suggest you take a look at, if you're going to take off, go someplace, look at our bags video in our bags playlist. That'll kind of go over some of the things that you should have with you also. that's it. That is our trip tips video. You can use it year-round, especially important when you'll be traveling in severe weather, and with the holidays coming on, there will be severe weather. But hopefully you will make it where you're going safely. You will use that single contact, and everybody will be happy, and you'll have a very nice holiday season with family and friends. So this is Rich Lang with PrepU. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about this, and please pass this video along to your entire family, especially because they'll probably be traveling, or they might be coming to your place, and this might help them out just as much. So thank you very much. Be prepared, and remember, prep like your life depends on it, because your life does depend on it. Thanks a lot. See you later. Have a nice holiday.